Hey guys, hope you're doing amazing today or tonight whenever you catch this. If you're new here, my name is Samantha and I'm a therapist, and I've been creating a video every day for almost a full year. It's video 357. Thanks so much for being here, and I'm going to bring out my Wayne Dyer book, The Power of Intention. Love Wayne Dyer. Two questions off topic. Let me know how 75 Hard is going for you guys if you've been participating. This is day, 17? And I'm finding I'm a little more tired at the end of the day. But I love the walk. The walk is amazing, and it's really helping my mental health and my physical health as well. I've noticed a couple pounds have dropped off. And another thing about that is that we go into the identity talk that we always talk about. And when you make a decision to do something like that, for instance, everything else kind of shifts inside of you because you're showing up for yourself. And you're doing something different than you normally do. So therefore, you're going to have different thoughts, different feelings, different, different like aha moments that come to you, like new insights into yourself and your world. And so through a string of synchronicities recently, my best friend and I were talking about helping this little girl that we know. And I was like, man, I wonder if she likes karate. Like maybe she should get into karate. And then like the next day I was like, you know what? Let's do karate. So I've never done karate before, and I've never done any type of martial arts, but in the past it looked interesting to me. But let me know if you guys have done any type of martial arts, because I've always been a fan of Bruce Lee's quotes and just watching him speak back in the day, those older videos that are out there. He was amazing. And so I feel like wanting to do that has kind of stemmed from doing 75 Hard. And you just never know when you make some sort of decision in your life where it's going to lead you. And so it's what Bashar talks about with following your highest excitement. It doesn't mean you have to be jumping up and down excited all the time, but I just got the urge that one night, and I was like, I'm starting 75 Hard tomorrow. It just came to me. So when you're aligned with you, you will find that the steps become illuminated. That's the only way I can describe it. It's like you'll just know what to do next. So always trust the flow of your life. And another thing I wanted to say was, if you can't find the light, be the light. I love that. I think that we need to decide to be the light, because there's not a lot of light out there that we can see sometimes. So we got to be the light, and we've got to make different decisions and different choices to be able to change from the inside out. And so I'm really big, of course, on self-concept and self-respect and things like that. So, and I'm learning and growing too, along with you guys. Everything that I talk about is something I am passionate about fully, and I strive to be the best person I can be, because it's hard to be, on point all the time. It can be, but once you practice, it'll just become who you are. It'll become your character. You won't ever need to jump out of character because you practice being in character so much. So you get to decide who you want to be, and that's what's so fun about this whole thing. You can just like change you tomorrow, like you're changing a costume, or changing clothes. It's really that simple. We just make it very difficult because we're so attached to the past and our past thoughts and beliefs and feelings and all of that. And we're addicted to it because it's so programmed and so conditioned in us. So we just have to become aware. Self-awareness is step one. Just got to be aware. Hey, I'm doing this again. And then we got to disrupt it and rewire some things, move some wires around, fire and wire, and then we expand from there. So let's get into Wayne Dyer. But again, let me know if you've done any martial arts. I'm excited to hear if anybody has done anything. I think it's like jiu-jitsu and karate that are taught at this one place. But I know there's like BJJ that's taught elsewhere and something else. I can't remember what else they listed, but I don't know. Is Tai Chi part of martial arts? I think it might be. There's Tai Chi classes in town too that I've never done that, but I'm kind of interested in breaking a board with my hand. I'm actually interested in that. I've always been kind of scared of that, and that's why I want to do it. Like, I really want to learn how to do this. So, and that is totally out of my comfort zone. It is not really me. It's kind of interesting. I was more like into dance and like choreographed dance. I love that. That's my favorite. But, and I guess karate is kind of choreographed too. So I think that's why I'm going to like it, because it gets you strong and you feel empowered and part of a community of people that are like-minded and doing something that's, you know, fun. And you build character, build strength, and all of that. So I'm excited. So anyway, that'll be coming in. I'm super busy this week, but I think the next week, after Memorial Day, we're going to go check some places out. So anyway, on to this. Okay, the power of intention. So the first thing is, what you think of yourself is what you think of the world. So remember that. What you think of yourself is what you think of the world. So how do you see the world you live in? What do you think people in general are really like? Do you believe that evil is triumphant over good? Is the world filled with egocentric, selfish people? Can the little guy ever get ahead? Any government entities and all their representatives corrupt and untrustworthy? Is life unfair? That's a hard question to, anyway. Is life unfair? Is it impossible to get ahead if you don't have connections? I mean, we've got a lot of attitudes about life, don't we? And a lot of them have validity. But here's something he talks about. I'm sure some of us have probably heard this before. I know I have. He said, I recall hearing the following conversation after the events of 9/11 in New York City. A grandfather was talking to his grandson, telling him, I have 2 wolves barking inside of me. The first wolf is filled with anger, hatred, bitterness, and mostly revenge. The second wolf inside of me is filled with love, kindness, compassion, and mostly forgiveness. Which wolf do you think will win? The young boy inquired. The grandfather responded, whichever one I feed. Powerful. Whatever we feed, we get to decide. There's a lot going on. We get to decide what we focus on. We get to decide how we respond. We really just get to decide what we focus on. We really do. If we focused on the amount of abuse there is in the world and the amount of the government things going on and, you know, lots of stuff like that, we would be in a state of misery all the time. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We want to be in a state of whatever it is that you want. The state of having, the state of abundance, the state of love, the state of compassion and peace. That's where we want to stay, because that is where the vibration raises high. That's my goal, and I want that to be your goal if you want it to be your goal, is to raise that vibration high up, because that uplifts everyone. And we help people doing that. We might not be able to change things in certain areas necessarily, but our energy can help millions of people. That is, Esther Hicks has said that. One person that's in alignment can affect millions who aren't. So it can really help uplift others. They won't know it's coming from you, but the energy is going out, and that's what's important. So you got to be the light where you don't see any light. You got to be it. Let's see. So we can look at the conditions, of course, but we can choose not to look at the conditions and look towards our vision. And then there's so much in here I want to read, but I'm going to go into the self and self-respect. So we'll talk about self-respect. So perhaps the greatest mistake we make, which causes a loss of self-respect, is making the opinions of others more important than our own opinions of ourselves. Self-respect means just what it says. It originates from the self. This self originated in a universal field of intention that intended you here, from the infinite formless state to a being of molecules and physical substance. If you fail to respect yourself, you're showing contempt for the process of creation. Ooh, that's deep. You'll find no shortage of opinions directed at you if you allow them to determine... Wait, I'm sorry. I need new glasses. If you allow them to undermine your self-respect, you're seeking the respect of others over your own, and you're abdicating yourself. Then you're attempting to reconnect to the field of intention with low energy, attitudes of judgment, hostility, and anxiety. Ooh, you'll cycle into low energy vibrations that will simply force you to attract more and more of these lower energies into your life. Remember, it's high energy that nullifies and converts lower energy. Light eradicates darkness. Love dissolves hate. If you've allowed any of those lower negative thoughts and opinions directed your way to become the basis of your self-portrait, You're asking the universal mind to do the same. Why? Because at the high frequencies, the universal source of intention is pure creativeness, love, kindness, beauty, and abundance. Self-respect attracts the higher energy. Lack of self-respect attracts the lower. It knows no other way. The negative viewpoints of others represent their low energy ego working on you. Very simply, if you're judging anyone, you aren't loving them at that moment. And also, you're not loving yourself in that moment if you're judging yourself. So keep that in mind too. The judgments coming your way, likewise, are unloving, but have nothing to do with your self-respect. Their judgments, and yours as well, distance you from your source and therefore away from the power of intention. As my friend and colleague Gerald Jampolsky observed, when I am able to resist the temptation to judge others, I can see them as teachers of forgiveness in my life, reminding me that I can only have peace of mind when I forgive rather than judge. That hits really hard. I'm going to read that again. When I am able to resist the temptation to judge others, I can see them as teachers of forgiveness in my life, reminding me that I can only have peace of mind when I forgive rather than judge. That is a practice. I need to practice it too. We all need to practice that. Think about if we all practice that, how much we would change in the world. Man, that would be amazing. And how much you would change in your own life every day. This is how you return to the self and self-respect. You're just returning to yourself, to love, rather than judging those who judge you, thereby lowering your self-respect. You send them a silent blessing of forgiveness and imagine them doing the same toward you. You're connecting to intention and guaranteeing that you'll always respect the divinity that you are. You've cleared the path to be able to enjoy the great power that is yours in the field of intention. That is wonderful. Yeah, I love it. Oh, I want to go on and on. I don't know if I should or not, because this might take a little bit of time. I don't know. There's a lot here. There's so much on here. Man, there's like making your intention your reality. I do like this. Look into a mirror, make eye connection with yourself, and say, I love me as many times as possible during your day. I love me. These 3 magic words help you maintain your self-respect. Now, being aware that saying these words may be difficult at first because of the conditions you've been exposed to over a lifetime, and because the words may bring to the surface remnants of disrespect that your ego wants you to hold on to. Your immediate impulse might be to see this as an expression of your ego's desire to be superior to everyone else. But this is not an ego statement at all. It's an affirmation of self-respect. Transcend that ego mind and affirm your love for yourself and your connection to the Spirit of God. This doesn't make you superior to anyone. It makes you equal to all and celebrates that you're a piece of God. Affirm it for your own self-respect. Affirm it in order to be respectful of that which intended you here. Affirm it because it's the way you'll stay connected to your source and regain the power of intention. I love me. Say it without embarrassment, say it proudly, and be that image of love and self-respect. So I love you exactly as you are. You're going to say to yourself too. Or I love me. I love me exactly the way that I am. Say that all day long. Think about how that will change your energy. The cells of your body will respond. Everything responds. We're just made of energy. So everything we're going to respond to, every single thing, even the words, like if you're wearing a shirt, even the words on your shirt are felt by your body. Like they feel it. So, and they've done studies on this, and I want to do my own study on this. I'm really excited about that. But it's just very important to talk to yourself nicely. That's self-talk. And realize that whenever you're feeling anxious or any low vibrational, kind of lower frequency feelings, that you got to change your inner dialogue. You got to let go of whatever you were telling yourself before you felt that way, because there's some belief under there too. You got to examine your belief systems and then shift from that self-talk that you've been kind of, mulling over in your mind over and over and over, because that's what starts the anxiety train. It really starts it with just the way we're talking to ourselves, because we're literally talking to ourselves all day long. We just don't really realize that we are doing it until we feel bad. And so let's examine at the root cause, which is, hey, my brain and body are feeling something. So you want to check your thoughts, but you also want to check, where do I feel this in my body? Because our bodies respond as well. And when our mind and body are in connection, we'll have more, we'll be able to hear our intuition more and feel red flags, not just see them. We'll be able to feel them with the body. The body speaks to us in many ways. So always listen to your body too, not only the monkey mind. So, and then let's see. Another one is write the following affirmation and repeat it over and over again to yourself. I'm whole and perfect as I was created. I love that. Extend more respect to others and to all of life. Affirm to yourself and all others that you meet, I belong. I love that. Remind yourself that you're never alone. Respect your body. Meditate to stay in conscious contact with your source, which always respects you. Make amends with adversaries. Always remember the self and self-respect. And be in a state of gratitude. So thank you, God, for everything. And let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. Be in a state of gratitude. So I could go on and on. Oh, man, that's a great book. All his books are awesome. But yeah, stay in the state of gratitude. Stay in the state of thankfulness and appreciation, which in my opinion is just like love. It feels like love. And remember to be the light when you can't find it. If you can't find the light, you got to be it. And a way to start being the light is to let go of whatever has been holding you back and limiting you. And just look at your life. It will tell you where you've got some leaks. And I'm not for just patching up leaks. I like to blow everything up and create a new foundation. That's kind of how I am. But you might do it in a different way. But I like to just create the new and just notice where you've got some energy leaks or self-respect leaks and self-worth leaks. We're all worthy and deserving just as we are. We are loved exactly the way that we are. We're always just evolving. That's really what we're doing. We're striving to evolve. That's all that there is to it. We're already great as we are. There's just steps that we might not have taken yet, and therefore we can't see the possibilities that are out there. So you got to kind of trade your pain for possibility as well, because sometimes we can't see past the pain to see the possibilities that exist. Every possibility that you can think of exists and that you can imagine exists. So we've got to be willing to trade the pain for the possibility and be the light where you can't find the light. So I'll leave you with that, or I'll continue going on and on for another hour or two. I mean, I probably could. I could pull out all the books and just read the books. And there's so many. I was like, oh, I love my books. They're so fun. I'm a book nerd. Anyway, hope you guys are doing awesome. Thank you guys for watching. As always, remember you are so loved. Tell yourself that in the mirror. Tell somebody else that who needs to hear it. And remember to appreciate yourself, because what you appreciate appreciates. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.